is KGW News at Sunrise.
Well, it's what's top of mind for everybody waking up this morning. We're talking the heat. There's a look at current temperatures, and we do have a lot of information this morning about how all this will impact you.
Yeah, and those temperatures, current conditions you just saw really spell a perfect recipe for wildfires. Take a look at this photo. Wow, it is of the Lookout Fire burning right now in Lane County. It's new, already forced level 3 evacuations, meaning go now.
All right, it is a Monday morning here on the Sunrise Show. There has been a trend all this year when the weather stories are pretty big. Rod Hill seems to be missing. Rod Hill is on vacation all this week, but Chris McGinnis is ready to handle the job for us. Chris, we give it over to you.
Yeah, we're talking about dangerously high temperatures right today, probably tomorrow and maybe Wednesday as well. So a couple more days of some high heat to get through, and that is why we have the heat advisories and the excessive heat warnings. The magenta shade on this map representing an excessive heat warning up and down the I-5 corridor through the Columbia River Gorge and the Columbia Basin through about Wednesday, right? So a couple more really hot days to get through. There's a look at the early morning sunrise. We're still a little ways away from that, thankfully, right? But we're off and running here. It's 69 degrees at PDX, so we're on a springboard already. Warmer this morning than we were yesterday at this time. We're probably inching toward the century mark by lunchtime today. PDX hit 101 yesterday. We're going to tack on at least a few degrees. I've got us up as high as 106, which of course would be a new record high for today. Lots of sunshine, hot temperatures today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We'll look at when we can expect some cooling coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Chris, we'll check back in with you here in just a few minutes. Right now, we want to give you a live look from the Beaverton City Library. Sunrise photographer Chad Dehart is out there this morning. Libraries across the area really do provide a great resource as far as cooling relief goes throughout the day hours. Cooling centers, overnight shelters, all open up across the metro area. We're going to have more on that here right now.
Oh, those sprinklers look great, don't they? This morning we'll need them. KGW's Thomas Schultz has more on how Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties are preparing to keep people cool.
We actually have a lot of locations that we're sort of setting up, some as cooling centers, but also just places that people normally go.
Dozens of volunteers across the Portland metro area are welcoming hundreds of people looking for an air-conditioned place to avoid the heat. 3 Multnomah County daytime cooling centers are stocked with water and snacks. 2 are in Gresham, the other in Old Town. These are coupled with libraries and the Lloyd Center, open to people looking for shelter.
If the forecast stays the way that it is, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see this be more than a one-day event.
Voss says Multnomah County usually relies on the National Weather Service Heat Index to determine if cooling shelters are needed. He says weather conditions didn't meet the usual criteria to open centers this weekend, but the county decided to open them anyway. One reason was because of the lengthy extreme heat expected.
The first day event is not as risky as the 3rd, 4th, 5th, because heat really just has a compounding concern that we've got to deal with.
As of Sunday afternoon, no overnight centers were open in Multnomah County. In Washington County, 2 overnight shelters opened Sunday morning.
So it's important for folks to stay inside with air conditioning, drink lots of water.
Roots says county employees are surveying areas where homeless people are known to congregate to alert them of the shelters. She expects the county will serve dozens of people over the next few days.
We have never hit capacity. We've served probably 100 people. So if we did hit a point where we truly were at capacity at both locations, we would hotel people.
Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Here are 3 more things you need to know about this week's heat wave. Number 1, TriMet is offering free rides to people going to cooling shelters. People can also call 211 if they're in need of transportation. Number 2, Portland garbage crews. They're starting earlier this morning and likely for the rest of the week. Crews started around 5 o'clock this morning, just an hour earlier, to get their routes done before it really heats up. Again, this will likely continue for the rest of the week, so if you don't already put your bins out early, the city is recommending putting them out the night before. For more information, go to portland.gov/early pickup. And number 3, the Park Rose School District's early kindergarten transition program is canceled today. This is due to the heat and lack of air conditioning in its elementary schools. Meantime, Salem-Keizer Public Schools, the 2nd largest district in Oregon, has also announced it'll be adjusting schedules for summer programming all week because of the heat. And those are 3 things you need to know about the heat wave.
Well, the heat is also creating high fire danger. The Oregon State Fire Marshal says the combination of heat, low humidity, and wind is what caused the Lookout fire to flare up yesterday. We do expect to get an update on that fire sometime this morning. But in the meantime, here's what we know right now. It's burned just under 200 acres in the Willamette National Forest, about 3 miles north of Mackenzie Bridge, that's east of Eugene in Lane County. It's forced level 3 go now evacuation orders for several areas. We have those listed on your screen. The Lane County Sheriff's Office will continue updating evacuation orders on its Facebook page.
Of course, you should keep your eyes peeled for brush fires as well. We've reported on several in the last few days, including this one just outside of Newburgh. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue responded around 4:30 yesterday to Northeast Corral Creek Road and Highway 99. They say the fire jumped the road there and threatened a nearby vineyard, burning 2.5 acres before crews were able to get it under control. Also over the weekend, there was a brush fire in Lebanon and several in Bend. Corbett Fire, meanwhile, will be doing patrols in the gorge over the next few days to keep an eye out for brush fires or wildfires in that area. Those patrols actually started yesterday afternoon. The fire department will reevaluate each day of the heat wave to decide if those patrols should continue.
And check this out. You'll take a look here in just a second of a photo of, whoa, so cool, bioluminescence. You can see it creating a blue glow around Arch Rock. That's off the southern Oregon coast. Jay Shaw Photography posted this one last week, writing in a caption that it looks like a fairy tale. It kind of does, right? And take a look at this one. He took another photo over the weekend capturing the Milky Way, bioluminescence, and a shooting star all in the same
and a pot of gold
photo.
Is that it?
I know, that is so cool.
The wreck of the Peter Iredale right there in the foreground, right?
Yeah.
That's at Fort Stevens Park.
We were in Gearhart over the weekend, and it was so refreshing. It wasn't too hot, but it was great at the beach.
It wasn't too hot here on Saturday, and then things, man,
Yeah.
Sunday,
We just ratcheted it up about 11 degrees. Sorry, so what was 91 on Saturday? We took it from like, ooh, to, oh my goodness, yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's where we're at. And I did also want to point out that some of us are dealing with wildfire smoke. So real quick, we'll look at that with the explosive development around the Lookout fire in Lane County. Wildfire smoke is going to be an issue for Lane and maybe even Linn counties as it kind of meanders here over the next 24 hours. And that also could have an impact. It's thick enough that it could have an impact on temperatures in the southern Willamette Valley. But in terms of sky conditions here in the Portland metro area, we're generally maybe a little bit light haze, but otherwise we're generally clear. We do have a red flag warning for high fire danger today. That is, of course, because of the combination of the dry fuels, the dry weather in the forecast today, and a little bit of a breeze that will pick up this afternoon. So with that in mind, anything that could throw a spark could easily ignite another fire. We thought we were actually coming back from Sun River this weekend, Saturday night late, and we saw what looked like a prompt brush fire response on Interstate 5 down near Wilsonville. So again, the fuels are dry all across the area. You really need to be careful with anything that could throw a spark. In terms of heat, obviously it's just hot all day today, tomorrow, and probably even a little bit of Wednesday as well. That's what this map shows us. Nearly the entire state of Oregon is under some advisory for either heat, that's the orange/peach shading here for a heat advisory, or in the case of the Willamette Valley and the Columbia River Gorge and portions of north central Oregon, under an excessive heat warning. This is the kind of heat that you really need to watch your outdoor activity and limit your time outside. Right now, we are a little warmer already than we were yesterday. Troutdale was 105 yesterday, and at this hour of the morning, we're already 2 degrees warmer starting than we were yesterday at this time. So that lets you know that we've kind of set the stage for another really hot day today. Clear over downtown, 69 at PDX, and we're 65 in Hillsborough, 74 in Aurora. These temperatures across the state are really warm for this hour of the morning. It's already 71 down towards Roseburg. All right, looking at the Oregon coast, I still see the Aquidabay Bridge in the background, so no fog there this morning. The beach will be warm, but you'll escape the really high heat. I mean, that said, Tillamook gets to 91 today, Astoria in the 80s. But here we are at lunchtime, and Futurecast has Portland getting up to about 98 degrees by noon today, and then finishing off the day around 105 or 106. So that will easily be a new record high for today. Today's record, by the way, 102 set back in 2008. I'm trying to get to my 7-day forecast. There you go. 102 was the old record high for today. So I think we easily surpassed that Probably do it again tomorrow, and then we back off the heat just a little bit by Wednesday, more so Thursday, and then really significant relief arrives on Friday. We're done with that nasty stuff as we go into the upcoming weekend. All right, let's get you out the door real quick and a live look at the roads. The traffic map all green this morning as we show you I-84 out near the I-205 interchange. You can see traffic rolling along just fine there. Back up to North Portland. This is up near the Expo Center. I-5 traffic coming towards your living room. That's the southbound commute. That looks to be in pretty good shape. Guys, no crashes, no unexpected delays on the freeways just yet.